Welcome to the Wolfpack Sports Wire, a podcast from the athletic department at Whitefield Academy. Whitefield Academy is a Christ-centered pre-K through 12 college preparatory school located in Smyrna, Georgia. On this show, we highlight our hardworking coaches and student athletes who are excelling in and out of competition. Welcome back to the Wolfpack Sports Wire. I'm your host, Jack Hunter. It's the week of September 29th, and today is episode 7 of the show. On today's episode, we catch up with Whitefield head football coach Robert Walsh, and then are joined by senior boys cross-country runner Bo Mitchell. First, here's Coach Walsh following the team's statement 55-0 win over Mount Paran last Friday. Coach, great to have you on. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Jack. It's nice going into a bye week this week with a big win last week.
So let's talk about the win. It was a great game on all three phases for you: offense, defense, and special teams. When you zoom out and you just kind of analyze it all, how did you feel like your team started sub-region play?
I feel like we started really well. Special teams really stood out to me Friday night. Liam O'Halloran had a big night for kickoffs and a surprise onside kick that went well for us. I was really proud of him, and he's developed a lot through this first half of the season.
So let's expand on that, talk about that further. So Liam had a touchback later in the game. That was big. He had multiple kickoffs that kind of pinned him inside the 5 or the 10 that set up really good field position for you, bad field position for Mount Paran, and then that onside kick too. So a variety of kicks. What was the impact of his kickoffs on that game from your perspective?
We really haven't shown kicking the ball deep all season. We've really been pooching the ball short or squibbing it. He's done a really good job in practice, getting some good height on his kickoffs and then getting it inside the 5. So we thought we could take advantage of that with some of their return guys, and our kickoff coverage team did a really good job Friday night as well. The surprise onside, that's something we've been working on all season. Not just the surprise onside from our huddle that we usually do, but also showing it from a no huddle look. So really proud of him and really proud of our special teams coordinator and coach Jaquan Henderson.
So your offense had great field position the whole night. Special teams was a big reason for that, but your defense, your stingy defense posting a shutout was also a huge reason behind that. I saw on Max Preps 55 yards allowed on the ground for that game. It's a pretty ridiculous total. I mean, you don't see that too many times. That is a dominant defensive effort. What can you say, especially about your front seven? Because Mount Paran's a team that they really like to kind of try to run in the trenches. What can you say about your defense and their ability from the first snap to the last snap to just really dominate?
You know, I feel like our defense, all season has been building to a game like this. I felt all offseason we could have a dominant defense once we got everybody back healthy. Just the mentality of our front seven, really stands out to me on Friday night. I mean, having Henry Tidwell back these past 2 games, you're talking about a kid that's got 38 tackles in 2 games. He's a see ball, get ball type of guy, and that's what you want at the linebacker position.
So on offense, like I mentioned, a lot of short fields, but very sharp in doing so. Landon Ryan was very sharp. Mason Hollingsworth with 5 touchdowns in what seemed like 10 minutes. It was over the course of really a quarter and a few seconds there. What did you think about your offense, especially during that kind of scoring flurry into the first quarter, into halftime? Short fields, but they were playing sharp.
Yeah, we started slow. We went 3 and out that first drive, and then defense kind of had our backs, and we were able to get the ball right back and drive. I think it was a 90-plus yard drive that first drive. We went down and scored, and then after that, just short fields and executing at a high level, like you spoke about, and just being able to score every drive again against a heavy run option team, I think puts pressure on them even more.
Yeah, expand about that pressure, because really as you guys were scoring more and more in the second quarter, it seemed as if their offense was starting to feel the pressure more, get a little discombobulated. And we saw the same thing in the Darlington game with a triple option offense, your offense's ability to get ahead in the game is great for your defense. So talk about how big it was to really get out of that and how that might have gotten Mount Paran's offense out of sync.
They want to milk the clock on offense. They want to try to take possessions away from us. Once you go up by multiple scores, it kind of gets them uncomfortable, and they're trying to do things that normally they probably don't even practice that much. And then Coach Kruger and our defensive staff were able to take advantage of those things, create some different looks for them, and really put them behind the chains. They didn't have very much success throwing the ball either, with William Dukes chasing their quarterback around.
So you were able to, even though there was a running clock for a good bit of the second half, you were able to get in a lot of backup guys, younger players on the team, and some of them really made a splash. Fernando George with a 70-yard touchdown, where he turned it on speed wise and took it to the house for a touchdown. What did it mean to you to see some of those guys get in the game at the end and really make the most of their opportunity?
It's always special seeing those young guys get into the game late and have success. They work just as hard as the varsity guys. Most of the time they're on the scout team getting tackled by our varsity players and getting beat up a little bit at practice. So for them to get in a game on a Friday night under the lights and have success in front of our fans and on our live stream, it means a lot to me because I know how much work they put in.
So when I was at the game, I kind of thought to myself that it was just really an overall Whitefield takeover at Mount Paran, and that the normal crew is there, SWAT, broadcast, cheer, and marching band. But we had a ton of fans, ton of people that made it there, and it really just felt like it was all of Whitefield descending upon Mount Paran. So what did it mean to you to see your community, to see everybody around the football team show up on Friday and really be a part of that win?
In the last 3 years I've been here, I've kind of seen our community kind of full-on support our football program. If you show up to Whitefield on a Friday night at a home game, you're going to see a packed house on the home side. You're going to see kids on the hill playing football. Like it's just a great atmosphere. I think that is probably the biggest crowd we've had on the road since I've been here. I think when you're having success on Friday nights too has a lot to do with that, and people want to be around our football program. But our parents, they want to support these young men. We got a big senior class, so you're talking about those parents not wanting to miss a second of seeing their boys play on a Friday night.
So you're now going into the last bye week of the season as we get into October, and then the next game will be the following Friday versus Best Academy. So what's the plans this week in terms of practice, staying sharp, but also trying to get some rest for what's been a successful start to the season, but anytime you're playing football, it's a long and a hard one too.
So yesterday was Monday, so we gave the guys off. We'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have a JV game Thursday afternoon against Wesleyan here at home, our first JV game finally at home. No cancellations this week. And then we'll give them Friday off. We'll work on a bunch of different things this week, especially like our fundamentals, blocking, tackling, ball security, probably have a takeaway circuit on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll work on landmark, best, and mix in some Walker as well during this bye week to kind of give the kids a little bit of a glimpse of the next three opponents we have.
Yeah, it's easy to be kind of comfortable in the success that you've had as a team, pulling off a big win streak and playing really good football. Are there still some things, and I'm sure there are, but what are some things that you're still kind of hoping to improve upon with the team and kind of get across in practice as you keep developing the season?
Just continue to work on our discipline. We had a few penalties Friday night. A couple of them, were questionable at times, but I saw why the official threw the flag. So just continue to work on our discipline, so we don't get behind the chains offensively, and defensively not giving them free yardage. We jumped off sides one time, put them in a third and medium where it could have been a 4-down territory type of situation for them to hold on to the football. Luckily that didn't happen, but just continue to work on those things, and then blocking and tackling. Those are the two most important things you can do as a football team. So we got to continue to sharpen that and continue to get better at that.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach, and enjoy the bye week. I'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, Jack, and go Pack.
Our next guest is senior boys cross country captain Bo Mitchell. Bo is coming off of a third-place overall finish at the Wesleyan varsity meet last weekend with a 17:28 time in the 5K. Bo has been a key runner in the team's dominant run during his high school career, which includes a state title and 2 runner-up finishes. Here he is. Bo Mitchell, thanks for joining us today. How are you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So you're coming off of a last weekend meet versus Wesleyan in which you finished third place overall, a 17-minute, 28-second time. Take us through the race, what went well for you, and what you think about your finish this weekend.
Yeah, that was a good race. We got there pretty late, but team got to the line, was hanging back a little while, and then kicked the last 800. And team got second, had a good performance.
Obviously, you guys are kind of a younger team coming into this year, losing 4 out of your top 6 runners from last year. And so you are kind of working up through the season, running a lot of tough meets against a lot of tough teams, finishing second this weekend behind a 6A school, putting up some good results. Where do you think the team is really going from this meet, and what did this meet show about your team?
I think it showed teams got grit. We're definitely a new team this year. Got a lot of athletes on the team, not specifically runners. But yeah, the goal is to compete at state. And I think the way we're running and the way we ran this past week is giving us a shot to do that.
So you're a captain of this team, and you've been running varsity for now 4 years. And so you've seen a lot of the culture of the program. You've been a part of a lot of great moments. What are you hoping to leave your mark as on the program this year? Like, what are you hoping that your impact to the program would be, and where the program would be because of your captainship?
Yeah, I hope that I can be just an inviting guy, someone that's kind to everyone and is pushing everyone to do their best. The past 3 years, we've had great captains, very different every year. I think fun also plays a role in it, because at the end of the day, it's a sport, and you just want to get after it.
So what would you say this team is like this year? What's the culture of the team? What's it like showing up to practice and showing up to the meets every day?
It's a gritty team. It's not the same as freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. Junior year, most talent our team's ever had. It was pretty tense. Sophomore year, a lot of talent. Freshman year, a lot of talent. We had D1 guys on all those teams. And this year, it's a lot of grit. You got guys that won it, guys that haven't always been in this position. And it's a fun culture. Everyone's trying to get up there. Yeah.
So I always hear Coach Justice say that he wants the individual runners to run well when it counts. And what he means by that is, you got sectionals, and then most importantly, the state championship coming up soon at Carrollton. So where do you think the team is in terms of preparation for those big dates?
I think we're in the right spot. It's really about not getting too perplexed if we're not running fast as we want to right now, not getting PRs right now, because times are great, but at the end of the day, a banner would be sweet up there, a trophy would be great, rings would be great. So that's the goal.
So I ask this question every week to our student athletes. It's kind of a bigger question, but why do you like running? Why does the sport of cross country appeal to you?
I think you're always aiming for an unattainable goal of perfection, and you're never going to get it. So I think it's good to just challenge yourself to not be content, but just be always chasing. Yeah, and it's hard, which is, it's different.
So Zach Justice, as I alluded to a little bit before, he's in his first years as the head coach for the boys and the girls cross country team. How has it been having him as your head coach, given that he is a younger guy, having ran at Whitefield, really made his mark running for Whitefield, and now he's back as your head coach? Yeah,
I think Coach Justice is a great coach, a lot of energy. A lot of us will come into practice tired. He'll make sure to amp us up. He's a good coach. Keeps us level-headed. Keeps us humble. Never making anyone think they're better than they really are.
All right, before we wrap this interview up, I've got some rapid fire questions for you. So just quick, short word, short answer for you. Do these questions about every week so we get some good responses here. All right. So first question, what's your favorite Bible verse?
Isaiah 43:2. When you pass through the waters, I'll be with you. And through the rivers, they won't consume you. And through the flames, they will not overtake you.
Nice. I think you're the first one that's actually recited the actual verse on here. Yeah, that's great.
Harrison gave me a heads up, so I had to like.
Boom. Friend of the show. All right. What's your favorite pregame meal?
Oh, good question. I try to keep it carbs and chicken. So rice or chicken or pasta and chicken. Yeah, I'll throw some fruit in there too. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, so for you, obviously it's a pre-race meal, and I think it probably looks different for you than football or yeah. I've heard we had nachos. I think Mason said nachos, and CC Springfield said something that was, I think, definitely not a nutritious option. So I'm glad to hear that.
Running's a harder one for food-wise the day before. It actually matters.
All right, what is one word you would use to describe yourself?
Oh. Shoot. I'll say gritty.
All right, you're actually the second person that said gritty.
Who's the other one?
Cece said that. All right. So if you had to make a team from scratch, what would be the mascot of the team and what would be the colors of the team?
We'll go with the Knowles and we'll do garnet and gold.
I mean, creativity lacking, but I like it. All right, well, Bo, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you coming on, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
That's it for today's episode. Thank you for making it all the way to the end, and thank you to Robert Walsh and Bo Mitchell for joining me on the show today. Also, happy October, and as always, we'll talk to you next week on The Wire.